Yo, it's Monday. You know what that means. It's time for another episode of Marcus in the Man Cave with your boy Marcus and my beautiful, amazing co-host, Miss Janelle Mayfield. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. It's been a while. Since we've done a show, a few
It's been
weeks.
a long time.
Yeah. Shouldn't have left you. But we back. We back. And we have a guest host tonight. Oh, can I talk?
No,
Can I talk? I can't
it's
talk.
Monday.
Try again. Try
It's
again.
Monday. I'm struggling. Struggling. We need a day between Sunday and Monday. That's what we need.
Agreed.
But we have a guest with us tonight, Miss Detective. I want to put the emphasis on that. Detective Robinson. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I am alive and well and surviving. Made it through the weekend and we're all back. Let's talk about that a little bit. Miss Janelle, what you been doing this weekend? You had some funny videos on your Instagram this this weekend. This weekend with your son hyping you up with your first name.
Oh, that's an old video.
That was hilarious.
That was for my birthday last year. We've been gone for a while. We went to Vegas. We had a great time in Vegas. And now I've been trying to catch up on rest, which I don't know. I just have not been sleeping well for whatever reason. But things have been great. Life's great. The sun is out finally. It's warm time.
Mm-hmm. Which means it's deodorant time for the people. Just put that out there. It's deodorant time.
Yes, please.
You can't get by. You can't get by no more.
Yes.
70 degrees is that barrier. Really 65, but 70 is that
Really,
barrier.
anytime.
Yeah, anytime. But for those people that the doctors say I don't need it.
Yes, you do.
65.
You
do. Detective, what was your weekend like?
Detective, yes.
My weekend wasn't too uneventful. Friday, I got dragged after work. For those who don't know, my sister has triplets that are 2.5 years old. So I got dragged with her on Friday to meet another triplet mom. So we had a lot of children with us. We did go to a jump park, sky room kind of thing. It was fun, but it's tiring. So that was my Friday. Saturday, I just did Netflix and chill with the boo. We actually started watching this show called Baby Reindeer on Netflix.
I haven't started it yet.
So it's very good. I'm on episode 3. So it's great. It's great. So I recommend you start it as soon as you can because it's
okay. So that's for all those people that be asking us what shows we need to be watching. She just gave you one.
Definitely, baby.
I have one.
For
what you got?
Unlocked: A Jail Experience. It's the most phenomenal prison documentary I've ever seen.
And I've heard about that too.
Jail reform is actually possible.
Detective said I heard about that in real life.
I have. It's on my list, so I got to get to it. I keep adding things to my list, and then I have to remember to go back and watch it. But yes,
so good, so good.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I asked a question on the Facebook page over the weekend to get some responses from the ladies because I wanted to know how do you admit to your man that you were wrong? And the answers were very troubling for the fellas out here, man.
Not troubling.
Troubling. So I just wanted to read a few of these answers and talk about that just for a second.
Okay.
So I asked, ladies, how do y'all apologize to your man? One of the comments I got, they got 4 laughing emojis said, sorry, I can't read.
That's
sorry, I can't read. And then we got I just apologize and say I was wrong. Got no likes. Got no likes.
I mean, that's a good answer.
Not a single like. Can't ever recall being wrong. I do my best to avoid those type of situations. If I remember correctly, I'm never wrong. What kind of statement is that?
Okay.
Say my bad. You were right. No likes. No likes, no heart, no nothing. This one is from somebody we might know. They said, majority of the time I verbally apologize, but we also have certain ways to apologize, like cooking a certain meal or something, because sometimes just saying I'm sorry isn't enough. I often give a card or a handwritten letter or Trev's favorite snack. That was by yours truly, Janelle. I will accept.
That was a good answer. That was a good answer.
I'll accept food as an apology, but also
along with the apology.
It has to come with the apology. Yeah,
it's
got to come with the apology.
That's passive aggressive. I meant like,
hey Lou,
extra.
You can't give somebody just food and think that it's okay. Like,
No, you have to
point.
acknowledge what was
Depends
wrong,
on
and then
the
you can kind
level.
of move forward.
Exactly. Like, you gotta say, I'm sorry. Like,
Sometimes chicken wings might do it for me though.
if it's a little thing like you forgot to buy me like my drink at the store or something, I'm like, hey, did you get it? And you're like, oh man, throw me, you don't gotta say the word, just throw me a wing, and I'm like, cool,
Right.
I'll eat that on the way to the store to get my drink. Like, I do that. But and then the other comment which got a lot of laugh was, you don't. So you don't admit that you were wrong. Why is it though, ladies? That is like, it's so hard for ladies to want to say I'm sorry. Like, what is that about?
Probably because maybe like your ego. Nobody wants to admit they're wrong. I feel like nobody wants to admit, whether you're at work, whether you're at school, whether you're in a relationship, you just don't want to admit when you're wrong, because then you have to admit your faults. Everybody has faults, but admitting them is something different. So I think that's what the issue is.
John says, good evening, free blacks. We love you. We love you. Welcome. Yeah, I think that's what it is. People don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to feel wrong and whatnot. But I feel like, guys, we don't have a problem saying we were wrong. Y'all gonna make sure we say it. Y'all gonna chase us down till we say it. Y'all know y'all don't let up. Y'all do not let up. We'll just hurt ourselves. And then before y'all call the doctor, y'all gonna tell us, and I told you not to do that. My arm broken. We can have this conversation later, but y'all just want us to know we were wrong in that moment. But then when it's flipped, I don't know what it is. You just can't be wrong. And then it's the best phrase ever that a lot of women use. Not y'all per se, but a lot of women use when y'all know y'all have lost the argument, we get to the, well, do you understand where I was coming from? Instead
you sure that's just women?
Never heard no guy do it.
Yes, they do.
Maybe you need to expand your people palette, because this is definitely sounding like men.
It's universal. It's universal. Amira says, don't apologize. We are always right.
Okay. Hey, Mira.
Hey, Amira. And y'all still won't admit it. By Brittany Gibson says, we still won't admit it. I admit it. I ain't got nothing to lose.
Sure.
But yeah, no, definitely wanted to ask that. And a trailer for a certain movie dropped today. I don't know if y'all saw it, but apparently we're getting a Mufasa prequel movie.
I did see that trailer. I think it's a live action one.
Another live action Lion King. Now,
we saw. I don't know if I like live action yet. I don't know if I like it, regardless of whether it's Lion King or something else. I'm not sure I'm sold on it yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I think they can't emote. It's like sometimes animation and hand drawing is better because you can show expression a lot better when doing that. I tried to watch the Lion King live action, and you couldn't get any emotion out of their faces because they just looked like CGI animals just trying to make it.
Yeah, agreed. It's a little weird. I'm going to watch it because it's Beyonce, so I have to like support it. But
well, you should get ready for this next conversation.
I always have to support it. That's all I'm going to say.
What I was going to say is now, you cannot say, Janelle, that I do not say every time I'm on this show. I fully support the success and everything this woman has done. She's the most amazing performer of our time right now, I think. But
there's the but.
She needs to stay away from movies. Period. She's just not a good actress, whether it's voice acting or in like live action. She's not good. She's not. And now we have to. Now we got
the Verizon commercial changed my mind.
That's a commercial.
No, I'm saying if she were to be herself in a show, I think she'd be great. I don't think she's a good actress either.
Yeah, but we don't.
I liked her in Dreamgirls. I love Dreamgirls. One of my favorite movies. I like The Fighting Temptations.
That was my jam.
Movie. She's not good at it.
I mean, now with what was it called? Obsessed. That one was kind of like.
That was a movie that like I want to laugh at.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm not taking it seriously.
I'm spending my money. I ain't here to laugh. I'm here to get a good movie.
Anyway,
now Blue is in the movie too.
I mean, good
And
for
it's
her.
just
Always
like,
looking out for her daughter. You know, she's gonna put her child
and
on.
that's what hold on. I said that too now. I said that. I said, I'm all for a parent putting their kids in positions to make, to do well. Will Smith did it with his son.
All this energy.
Will Smith. I know I gave LeVar Ball that too. I like how he put his boys up. He made sure his boys number one. He was just annoying. But like, I'm all for that. I'm like, Will Smith did it with Jaden. I'm all for that. A parent. But there's a certain point too where I also feel a little bad because I'm like, I'm sure there's other actors and actresses that could have had these roles and done justice and done much better. But because this person is who they are, we have to.
I mean, that's probably true.
That.
That's probably true. I can give you that. That's true for sure. Because you figure, I mean, your mom is Beyonce. I mean, people might tell you no, but
thank you, Jonathan.
John says he's ready for Beyonce soundtrack for Mufasa. So all right. But yeah, so I guess what's the question? Are we here for it? Are we gonna go see it? Did we need this?
I don't think we need it, but I'm gonna go see it that it's here. Like,
are
I
you
would
gonna go see it because you want the story?
Action Mufasa sequel, but I'm gonna go see it now that it's here.
But are you seeing it purely on Beyonce?
A little both. I'm curious to see what it's gonna be like, and I'm always gonna support Queen Bee. But
now, I think the movie we wanted was The Origins of Scar. I would rather see a movie
that's
on
still
him.
Coming though. I thought that it was Mufasa first, then Scar is coming after.
But my thing is, that's a money grab at that point to me. Because at that point, I feel like it's all about money. But instead, make a better movie and give us Mufasa and Scar together and say this is why they grew apart. Like, give us the origin and like show them leaving apart, and that's how the Pride Lands became what they were. Like, that's what we want to see. I don't need to. Anyway, it's a kids movie. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. Janelle, you gonna go see it?
I don't go to the movie theaters. So no, but I did go see the first live action Lion King, and I didn't mind it. I also I guess maybe something's wrong with me, or maybe I'm different because I could actually see like emotion. And I also watched, I don't know if y'all watched on Netflix, there was a show about these chimpanzees, and it was like a real show, but they turned into like a story, and they named the chimpanzees. And it was phenomenal. So like stuff like that, I guess the emotion doesn't bother me because I'm always watching like animal stuff.
Okay.
But I guess I don't really feel no ways about it. I feel like clearly there's an audience for it. I think it's dope that Lion King has continued to like evolve, and clearly it's doing well for somebody. Like some group of people like it. If Zaire says like I want to watch a Lion King movie, then sure.
Okay. I guess we'll take it.
I think this is gonna be great.
Brittany says, yeah, I don't like her speaking voice. Def not as a voice actor, and I'm a Beyonce stan. Wow. So you only want to hear her sing. She got to say everything to you in musical form.
My boyfriend said the same thing. He did not like her Nala performance. He said after that, I mean, he's not a huge fan of Beyonce, but he said after the Nala performance, he was done with her live acting.
And I feel him. Good man. Brittany says, yes, need the Scar origin story. Exactly. That's the one we care about.
Yeah.
Because first of all, like, did y'all name him Scar after he got the scar? You said what?
I want live action of other movies. Like, I feel like there's a lot of really good movies that Disney doesn't touch. And I'm like, okay.
Well, like Song of the South.
Like Tarzan.
No, we don't need that. No,
I'm saying if they brought back Phil Collins, it did like.
Thank you, Yewande.
It would be lit.
Yewande says Beyonce is not a good actor. Sorry, not sorry. Chris says her voice is too powerful to play a side character. She be all over this. She be all over the soundboard with it. But no, I feel like everything doesn't need to be live action. Like some things deserve to be animated and should stay animated. I guess it just feels like to me y'all can't come up with no ideas.
Yeah,
and so
I mean,
y'all making these franchises
should just be left alone. Like I honestly could have been fine with no other Lion King other than the one that came out.
Everything has to be a sequel now. Everything needs to be a trilogy.
Because they don't want to pay people to be creative,
and that's fine.
To just redo. It's not fine. Don't say that.
I mean, it's not fine, but it's like you're destroying.
Yes.
Like you're destroying the legacy of some of these films. Like Star Wars was enough. Like how they like
y'all want to talk about something that will never end.
won't end, but they just
today.
And I've never been a big fan of Star
Never.
Wars like that.
I've never seen
not
any
a big,
Star Wars
small anything.
I could enjoy the story.
Star Wars.
I could enjoy the story for what it was and what it like the character she was doing. It was like, okay, this can be interesting at times, but then this last trilogy just destroyed it.
Same.
Oh, you missed us.
Rather watch paint dry than ever watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just feel like leave some movies alone. Leave Perfect alone. We missed you too one day. But yeah. What else we got? Let's move on from that. I ain't going to see it. Y'all know. So it was an interesting weekend for some celebrities too over the weekend. We had some interesting happenings with Jeezy and his ex-wife. What's her name again?
Jeannie Mai.
Yeah.
Jeannie Mai or Mai from she's on the. Is she still on The View?
It was called The Talk.
The Talk or one of them.
I think it's canceled. I think it got canceled a little while ago.
Okay, I guess.
I think.
Yeah. So she, if y'all remember, we actually covered this story on the show, and she was very adamant about wanting to work things out with Jeezy and like how she wanted to stay with him and didn't want to break apart the family. Well, all of a sudden now she is claiming physical abuse against Jeezy with some pictures and things she's come up with and saying that he was an abuser and all this stuff. And it's just making me wonder, like, when did it stop being okay then? And look, y'all know me for one, I never, especially in the month of April, Sexual Assault Prevention Month, like I never advocate for anyone being harmed with man or female and like in a relationship. But it just seems a little odd to me that now when he's done and he doesn't want to work things out with you, now all of a sudden he's an abuser and he's this horrible person. I feel like there's fault to go on both sides of this though, because first of all, when she made her little comment about Black people being like a little dark meat on the side.
Correct. That should have been a red flag.
That should have been your red flag, Jeezy. Like you should have known this is not who you need to get with.
Correct.
And you still did. And now you got to
reproduce with.
And reproduce and knew her family didn't like you like that.
Right.
And you still went into that situation.
Yeah.
And thought it was going to be something different. And she had other previous husband too, where she had a certain similar like kind of fallout with. So it was just weird to me. Janelle, take it. How do you feel about it? What do you think's going on?
I don't know. She said something like he was leaving bullets from guns around the house. And she was like, it's a choking hazard for their kid. I'm just like, I am a advocate of everyone being safe. We protect people. And I don't believe in telling anyone that their experience is not true because I don't know her experience. But I can say that I just need people to really be more mindful who they decide to be with and who they decide to have children with. Please, like really be mindful, really be intentional, pay attention. I know that like when you're infatuated in the beginning, sometimes your judgment might be clouded, but these are things that can ruin a person's life forever. And if you're going to say these things happen, you better be standing on 10 toes and it better have happened. I'll just say that because it's exhausting to see so many people's lives and careers be ruined just because of anger.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Detective, I'm sure you have pulled up to some domestic violence disputes in your day, things like that, maybe. How do you feel about these kind of situations?
Like Janelle was saying, I do feel like if it happened, you got to stand 10 toes down because the court of public opinion is going to convict you every time. So regardless of whether, like he probably already has a smear on his name, right? I'm sure he probably lost money. He probably lost deals. People don't want to work with him. So regardless of whether it's true or not, it's going to be with him for the remainder of his career, the remainder of his life. It might go away a little bit, but it's still going to be there. So it's unfortunate that even if it's not true, people are still going to believe it. Because even if you show evidence, if she comes out and says, you know what? This never happened. Somebody's still going to say she's just saying that to protect. You know what I mean? Like it's never
Or
going to be.
He paid her off to.
Yeah, it's never going to be. It's never going to be enough. So I do feel like it's unfortunate, and I don't. Unfortunately, it takes away from the real victims when things happen. I'm not saying she's not a victim because obviously we don't know, but it does take away from the real victims when you come forward with lies, and then like that's why a lot of women don't report because they're like, well, no one's going to believe me because people lie about it. So I don't think that that's fair. I feel like if you lie on somebody, you should absolutely go to jail because you should not be able to ruin somebody's livelihood, money, income, lifestyle, whatever, mental health, just because you were upset. So if you decide to take that road, like you said, you better stand 10 toes down and be prepared to deal with the consequences.
Absolutely. I agree. I feel like whatever the sentence would be for a man in that situation, you should get that sentence for lying. And that would stop all of this. It would just stop all of this because it's like you really got to get to a real filthy point where you decide, okay, well, I can't have you, so I'm just going to wreck everything.
Yeah.
And what does that do to your child?
Yeah.
So now you put in charge on your child's father. Like you could ruin his relationship with her based on how you feel at the time. But I got to read this comment because I accidentally skipped it. And I just want to say it's complete blasphemy. Amira says, TS, which I'm guessing stands for Taylor Swift, is the best performer. Stop.
Bye, Amira.
Why would you even respond to that?
First of all, her album is unlistenable.
My God is a mighty God. I don't have to listen to none of that.
I tried. Like, I literally tried. I said, it
Let
was
them like
terrible.
who they like.
Like, are y'all not tired of her?
Is being handed out on napkins across the nation. Let them enjoy it.
I mean, I do like a couple of Taylor Swift songs. I'm not going to lie. But would I go see her in concert? Probably not. But I do like some of her songs.
All her songs are constructed the same way.
Ask this person how many times they take a shower a week.
Yeah.
And then we can determine if anything they say is factual. Because I'm not going there with these people. I'm not doing it.
Stick to making them desserts, Amira. Don't.
And again, she does what she does well. I will never take that from her.
What does she do?
Whatever it is that she does it well. But
I guess. Anyway,
who has any type of like musical anything would ever say she's better than like
she can't. Anyway, let me get off that. Speaking of people that don't look too good right now, Neo.
I love Neo.
I'm indifferent about Neo, but he's just messy.
He's very messy. I can't keep up with what he's doing.
But I've accepted that the most talented, at least that play in my ears, are all toxic, insane people. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Like Brian.
I don't even listen to him no more. It's different when the kids is directly involved. Not when
he lost his mind.
No, I have a child. I could never.
Brian McKnight lost his mind.
He's a little wild. I'll say that.
I got to get a whole new wedding song.
Good thing you already had it. But so yeah, Neo, his current situation, whatever's going on, he decided.
I don't even know what he's doing because I just feel like
he was trying to play the game. All he was trying to do was play the game, and I guarantee that whole argument started because she heard that little beep. Once she heard that beep, it set her off.
Can I make an announcement, ladies? Don't be upset with the beep. The beep is your time to go enjoy yourself. I'm telling y'all. As soon as I hear it, I'd be like, I'm out. Like, it's your time. Unless he's not giving you any attention, just go find it somewhere else. Because we're not playing with these hosts these days.
And at least you know he's in the house.
Yeah.
He in the house playing the game. You ain't got to worry about nothing. He in the house playing the game.
That's true.
It's your time to do everything else that you want to do.
If he pays all of the bills.
Say it louder.
Let him play the game.
Let him play
the game. The game doesn't bother me. I go through the game
stories the last few days.
It doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you. Get a controller. Learn to play. I mean,
I do. There's a game that we really enjoy. It's called Overcooked, and we play together.
Overcooked.
So I mean, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. I don't lose.
Janelle, get you and Trev on Overcooked.
Huh?
And Trev, do you and Trev got PlayStation, right? Or is he Xbox?
Right. Yeah, tell me. He on it right now.
Oh, if he got PlayStation or Xbox, which one?
PlayStation.
All right, tell him we need to add each other. I don't know why we haven't yet, and we need to all play Overcooked.
It's very.
What kind of game is this? Does this involve?
It's a cooking game.
It's frustrating. I will say that.
And it's a cooking game where we all have to cook ingredients and build plates of food to serve to these customers.
So it's not
No,
it's not violent, no.
you might want to hit the person next to you if they're not doing what they need
If
to
they're
be
not
doing.
chopping fast enough, if they
Yeah.
burning up food, it's a whole thing. But it's fun. It's a fun game. It's definitely interactive.
What's your hold on? Dante asked a question. He said, "What's y'all opinion on 50-50?" My opinion on 50-50 is do what works for your relationship.
Wait, 50-50 what? In a
I guess
relationship?
splitting the bills or like paying the bills and doing that kind of thing. I feel like
Can he ask him to be more specific?
be more specific, but I think that's what he means.
I just want to make sure.
If you mean 50-50 on, hey, she pay half, I pay half. Look, I'm at the point now, it's 2024. Finances are different for everybody, and that's a conversation that you
Just
and
do
your
whatever.
partner.
Yeah, do whatever works for your relationship.
have.
Everybody's life is different. Whatever,
different.
like whatever works for you. Don't get
And
online.
stop judging your relationships based on what you see everybody else doing because they ain't happy either half the time.
Because it's all fake. Instagram is not a real place. So
you know they took them tickets, they took them flights to Jamaica, whatever they did on a firm. You can pay in installments now, so don't think this is balling like that.
And I'm not judging.
I'm not judging, but the people will make it seem like they got all this money, huh?
It's like, dang, you going off.
I ain't trying to go off, but I'm like, just don't believe that everything you see is not the whole story. Like you don't know how people get into these places or doing what they're doing. So live your life. Comparison is the thief of joy. Do what works for you and your relationship.
Agreed.
Nothing wrong with a firm. If you need it, you need it. But I'm just saying, don't think that people out here shelling out these bucks going on all these vacations. They might have payments when they come back.
Like, you might be in debt. You have no idea.
You have no idea how they're doing it. But yeah, I hope we answered your question, John. You asked what Overcooked was. It's a cooking challenge game where y'all just all have to work together and it get real hectic because the levels change and like, you get separated from your guys and it's crazy. It'll be fun. We need to film it and then release a video on the Instagram page of us trying to do it.
trying to play it.
It'd be hilarious. But yeah, Neo's lady decided to film him and talk about how he's not there for his kids and he ain't doing stuff for his kids and he's a deadbeat and all this stuff. My question is, why do women feel like that's the way to go? Because my thing is, you had a baby with him and you were with him while he was married.
Yeah, I think she has 2 kids by him, if I'm not mistaken.
It's like the last 4 women he's been with have all been the same revolving door, and I'm like, all of y'all are stupid.
Y'all
nobody got to hit the last person.
And I love Neo over Neo. Like he would have to walk around the house in a hat all day, 24/7, to even look at me. And y'all arguing over Neo? And to be honest, Neo ain't even got that much money compared to a lot of these other celebrities.
Well, he got them songwriting credits though. He gets a lot of those for airplanes.
But if you look up, gosh, my sister always called me during the show. If you look up, he really doesn't have his net worth.
No, I mean it's enough for them. But my thing is, this man had a wife when you decided to start sleeping with him. What made you think he was going to be loyal and faithful to you?
Because everybody thinks they're different. I need
you to ask that in the direction of the general public.
Yeah, everybody thinks they're different.
What it is in people's minds that if you mess with someone who does things like that, what makes you so special? Like you could have the most Erykah Badu vagina in the world, but they will still do you the same way. Like,
yeah.
I wonder if it's like a mental illness, like seriously, because it's just way too many people falling for this.
It could be that, or it could be people thinking that they're going to be the one to change them. Like, no, they're not me. I could do it. I'm going to do it. And it's almost like a challenge. It's almost, and that's why people be having like multiple kids. Like they have a baby, then the next girl, and it's like you competing with kids or something.
I'm going to be the main one.
Peter Guns is the best example.
It's very bizarre.
Years and years. And I would be like, y'all are the problem.
I think a lot of them want the lifestyle too. They're not really in love with Neo. They're in love with the lifestyle that he can provide. So then when they don't become the main one anymore, now they're in jeopardy of losing that. So they come up with all this.
Just play my role.
But my thing is, you look stupid when you filming it and put it out because the whole time I'm like, you doing all this and what's your aim?
He was in his nice dark room playing his video game with the fireplace on. I wish they would do a little bit better decorating. But I was like, he looked like he really minded his business.
And here you
don't leave that man alone. And
boy,
I think an apology the next day.
He loves
That's
me.
The worst part about it is you just double backed and had an apology. Then what did you do all that for? Now nobody feels bad for you that, oh, I'm sorry. Well, it's too late now.
I mean, said, I think he will leave his wife for me. I am special. He loves me.
The thing that really bothered me that she said was she was trying to say that he was sexually assaulting people.
Yeah, that's a big accusation.
And I Diddy Jr.
Yeah.
That's fighting words to me now.
No, for real. Like, I don't. If he got up and like grabbed her, I don't condone it. He would have to go to jail. But like, we cannot play with people like this. We cannot play with people.
Agreed.
I also would just sue her. Like, I would just be pulling Cardi B's left and right. I'm taking everybody's money.
And the thing was, he was looking so unbothered. Like, he's like, I'm just trying to play.
He was enjoying his video.
And it's like,
the fact that he didn't react was bothering her.
Yeah,
she wanted a reaction, obviously, and she didn't get it. So, that's why
he was gonna get up, put his hands on her, and then she was gonna be like, "Look."
I would have been snuggled up in that humongous bed in the corner with my headphones on TikTok with my snacks. She's tripping, okay?
But
or
yeah,
I'd be in the bathroom taking content. Stop playing.
Yeah, he definitely. I think he saw what she was trying to do, and then
he did his tiny dance like the next day.
The next day, did a good job. Do y'all think Cardi B's career is over?
No. I just think that she's not gonna. She doesn't have to be a consistent like artist. Like she did exactly what she said.
She just needs to be a personality now.
Yeah. So now she's just like living off of deals.
And she just hops on a feature every now and again, and that works.
Get a little check, and then put somebody else over.
Yeah.
Where was I going with that? But yeah, Neo's just gonna do what Neo's gonna do. And speaking of other people that do what they're gonna do, Kanye decided to tell us his next venture, and we know how successful as a businessman he is. He says he's about to give us Yeezy porn. I guess that's what it's gonna be. He said he's gonna start producing porn. Are we
to work with Stormy Daniels' ex-husband?
Yeah. Are we here for it? Are we
I'm not interested. I mean,
I want to be kept near the cross, so I'm not going to.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not.
I just something's wrong with that man. But he did release a fire disc tape.
Did he?
It was.
I didn't even listen to it. So
you consider that fire?
There was a few fire lines
I
in
need
there.
somebody else to come on the show. We need to There's no way.
I'm not going to say this with you because you think Beyonce is a good actress.
No, I said she's an awful actress like 5 times.
I thought you said. He said, "Look how bored." Yeah, they do look real yay porn. I don't know what he would call it.
I
don't know.
There
was 2. No,
John.
I'd say the whole thing was fire, but it was 2 good lines. He had 2 good lines in there. But I'm still waiting for Kendrick to say whatever he's gonna say, if he's gonna say anything.
So we were listening to Charlemagne, which I hate listening to him, but he made sense today. He was like, Kendrick shouldn't even say anything anymore because ever since Kanye came in, it's lame. It's lame now. It's not even fun. It's like, boo, the lame kid that no one wants to play with came over and just started talking. It won't shut up. Like,
the Where's My Hug guy came to the party. Nobody wants to be there now.
Nobody.
Kanye West actually really scares me.
Yeah, he's got. I don't know what that grill he had in his mouth was. It's like he was going for like homeless man look. I don't know what it was.
I feel like
but
he's having multiple mental episodes in front of us, and that's all. I mean,
it's terrifying and extremely irresponsible.
Yeah,
Kendrick's not gonna say anything until it quiets down. I think that's what it's gonna be. The no, I could see the little Bugs Bunny meme with that one, Jonathan. But all right, y'all. Let's get to what we're really here for tonight. We have Detective Robinson with us tonight, and I felt like with all the stuff that goes on in the media and stuff, we forget that even in law enforcement, with its history with the African American community, with communities of color being not so great, we still have our people who work in these fields, and so sometimes we're so quick to label everybody and paint them all with the same brush and don't realize like our brothers and sisters are in these same uniforms too, out in these streets trying to do their best to do their job. So I thought it was important that we also have that voice present on the show because we don't know everything and we can't see what it's like on the inside out. So we have you here. If you want to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how you started out in law enforcement, like what brought you into it.
Okay. So I started my law enforcement career back in 2017. When I was younger as a child, I was a nosy kid. Okay. Whenever I saw police cars riding down the street or people standing outside crowding around, I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I always wondered like what they were doing. And I watched a lot of shows. Okay. I was big on the ID channel, Snapped, Unsolved Mysteries. All those kinds of shows have always intrigued me. Because it was just interesting to see how the case starts, you know, the investigation, how it ends, the sentencing. It all just kind of tied together, and it just made me be, you know, really interested in it. And I mean, I think everybody gives this whole law enforcement answer when they say, why do you want to be this? Everybody says, because I want to help people. And that, I mean, it's kind of corny, but that is true too. You kind of want to be the voice for people who can't speak for themselves, or who need assistance, or, you know, to prove somebody guilty or innocent or whatever. Like, you want to be that person that kind of helps. So like I said, I started in 2017. I did start working in a prison first. So I did that for about 4 years. Very interesting time. A lot to learn in a prison. You can work in a prison in 6 months and learn so much about yourself, about other people, because people fail to realize you're dealing with like what people call like the bottom of society. You know, that's really what you're dealing with, is the people that are just the bottom of society. So you kind of have to learn how to communicate. You got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn how to de-escalate. You got to learn people's personalities. Like once you work there, you kind of learn, okay, I know this, I see this. I worked in a female prison. So I see this girl every day. I know, you know, what she's going through. She has, they just have I don't know, like, it's just a way to speak to them that you just learn, that kind of gets you ready for the rest of your life. Because when you work in a prison, you don't have the same weapons you have on the street. You don't have any of that. If you don't have a good mouthpiece and you can't speak to people in a respectful manner, then, you know, you're going to have a hard time, because it's going to be somebody in there that's never going to get out, that has nothing to lose. Right. So you want to treat everybody with respect. You want to treat the person that's in there for like a murder the same as you treat somebody that has a drug charge. You treat everybody the same, and, you know, you'll be fine. So I did that for about 4 years, and then I transitioned into my current role as a detective, which I enjoy obviously a little bit more because I'm out of the prison. But it's more of the investigative aspect of it, kind of getting all the clues together, making phone calls, doing surveillance. Like, to me, that was always interesting to me as a kid. So it's nice to kind of finally be in that role.
So you mentioned your boo, so he can't pull nothing on you. You can get the clues.
No, I'm
like,
very smart. I'm very smart, but he doesn't try either. But I'm very, you know, I'm on it. But he doesn't try. He's great.
You left the house at 6:58 p.m. The store is 13 minutes away.
Right.
No, but yeah, no, that's awesome. So I know it's very a male-dominated career field. What was your biggest challenge going into it? Did anybody ever try to treat you differently because you're a woman? Like,
not really. I can say that I've had really good experiences, even when I worked at the prison, and now it is male dominated. I can go into a room and I'm the only person that looks like me. Well, I'm the only Black person, only woman, or only Black woman. There's times I can go into a training with 100 people. I'm the only person that looks like me. But everybody has been respectful. Nobody has spoken down to me or anything like that. My biggest challenge, honestly, is when I was in the academy was the physical part. And I work out a lot, like now. But before, I wasn't as active, and I struggled a lot. So that was probably my biggest challenge, was in the actual academy, was the physical fitness part.
So do you guys test like have a yearly test or anything like that?
No, we do not. So you only test in the academy, and once you're done, you never have to do another physical test.
Where would I sign up?
I know y'all have to do it once a year or something like that.
If you're good enough, once a year. If not, twice a year.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. But it's important to keep yourself in shape, because you might have to run after somebody. You might have to, you know, put hands on somebody, like, you know, physical contact, especially like working in a prison. So you don't want to be out of shape, out of breath. You can't run to a code if somebody needs your help, you know. So you want to be active, but there is no physical test. No.
Pardon me real quick. Next question. You go ahead and answer this. But I put pizza in the oven before the show, and the warmer stopped on me. But this is regarding like police interactions that we have, you know, in the climate that's in today's, you know, the world today, where there's a lot of, you know, communities of minorities, you know, not liking police interactions. Have you felt like it's hard to put on your shield every day?
I do not. Just like any other profession, I have a job to do, right? So I treat everybody with respect. As long as you give the people respect, they will give you the same respect most times. Like nine times out of 10, you're going to get somebody that is going to show you respect. Yes, you get the one-offs that want to, you know, kind of give you a hard time. But for the most part, you tell somebody, like anything in the prison world, you tell somebody, look, you can't do that. They're gonna be like, okay. They're not gonna scream and yell at you as long as you treat them with respect. Like if you go in there being, disrespectful, talking down to them, then of course they're not gonna respect you. But you go in there being firm, fair, and consistent, they have no choice but to respect you. So I never had any issues with anybody, anything like that. No.
Okay. Go ahead.
So on the reverse side of that, what would you say to us regular folk who majority of my experiences with cops were, it's never been anything like I've been in trouble or anything like that. It was either I got pulled over. My most recent situation was, I honestly couldn't tell you why it happened. I got pulled over a couple times. And there was some reason that my license got suspended. Everything ended up getting thrown out, but every interaction with the police was awful.
Mm-hmm.
It was awful. So what do you say to us, the people who are dealing with officers who are unfortunately not like you, like just treat us with respect? Mm-hmm. Like, should we just stand in line and say, yes, sir, no, ma'am, or whatever? Like, that's the hardest part for me, having to like just be like this good girl while I'm being treated awfully for no reason.
Yeah, I think it's important to keep in mind that just like every profession, there's going to be bad people in it, right? So there's going to be bad police officers, bad doctors, bad nurses. Like you're going to have to know that everybody's not going to be bad. Everybody's not going to be good either. So if I had a police interaction, my main goal for anything is to get home in one piece, is to get home safe, right? So could I sit there and argue? Yeah, I could, but I want to go home. So I'll fight it in court. You know what I mean? Like if there's a reason that I need to continue to fight this fight, I'm not going to do it outside on the street when it's just me and him. I'm just not. That's just me personally. Now, some people want to go against the grain and say, no, I'm standing up and all that. That's fine. But I want to live, right? So I want to go home in one piece. I don't want no problems. I just want to get through this interaction, and then you deal with it on the administrative side. You know what I mean? You go to court, you do all that kind of, because they're going to take your complaint. They're not going to just not do it. I mean, we have so many officers in New Jersey have been convicted of, wrongdoing. So, but for me, in interaction with a police officer, if I was civilian, I just want to get home. That's it. I just want to get home. Now, do you want to beg and say, oh, please don't do? No, you just follow whatever, what they're telling you, license, insurance, whatever. Because they might be, you get some cops that are just not nice. They're just jerks, regardless of whether they're in uniform or out of uniform. They're just not nice people. So don't even give them that attention, because that's what they want. Some of them, right? They're on a power trip. They want to have that interaction with you. You say, yep, nope, thank you. Yep, yes, sir, no. And that's it. And kind of move on. And like I said, you fight it administratively. But for me, like my main goal is to get home to me and my family. That's it.
So, but how does that work with your interpersonal like relationships? Because I know you probably know a lot of people that are like defund the police, like we don't need police. Like, how do you continue to, be who you are? Because I mean, you are a person outside of the shield and the vest and all that stuff. Like you are a person. Like, how do you feel when it's your own friend saying these things? Like, how do you feel about them?
I mean, I can't say, because I mean, I just do my job. I mean, I don't believe in that. I feel like maybe they should implement some sort of like extra training for police officers. Maybe like instead of every year we get training, maybe every few months or every quarter we get training. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like you have to maybe implement some kind of extra training or something. I don't know about like completely defunding. I mean, I have never had anybody said that to me, like, you guys are like, I never had anybody like completely target me for that. So, I mean, I can't see any of my relationships, personal relationships, work, nothing has changed for me. So I've never had anybody target me because of that.
Can I respond?
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go.
I was just going to say, so I'm from Ohio, and I had never had a bad interaction with a police officer until I left Ohio. Mm-hmm. Once I got to DC, and from there on out, I have not had one good interaction with a police officer since I left Ohio. So like when you say those things, like I can relate, because I just think that up north, there is just a different sense. Like the cops up north are just like, excuse my language, they're not assholes. They're just not. Like, I remember one time I was flying through Pennsylvania. I should have gotten a ticket and I was ready. And the cop was so nice. He was like, I'm just gonna let you off with a warning. You seem like such a nice person. But in DC, Me and Trevor got pulled over because the officer was asking us why we have Virginia tags and we're in Maryland. Right. And he was picking me up from work, and he was like being wildly rude. But yeah, I just want to say that. But I had another question before I forget. So when I did get pulled over, I was asking the cop questions to try to figure out what exactly was going on with my license and things like that. Theyre was in the car, so of course I call my husband, and my husband comes on the speaker and is like, just asking questions. No one's getting loud. No one's being belligerent. He refuses to answer my questions. Is that legal? And if so, because I ended up reporting this police officer, which is why I believe everything got thrown out. But like, isn't that, and not you, but isn't that like them not doing their jobs? Is there not a consequence if I'm like, are you not supposed to answer my questions? Or is it only like I only have to listen to you and whatever I say doesn't matter?
No, I do believe I'm not a street cop, so I can't tell you the exact 2C book by line what you do when you have a pullover interaction. But from my knowledge, they are supposed to explain why they are pulling you over. I'm not sure why I can't speak on that officer, why he didn't explain it to you. I'm not going to make
he ended up saying because he felt like it.
Right. I mean,
I just felt like running your plate.
Power trip.
It was like
power trip.
Yeah.
What?
But I guess for you, since you are a detective, you're not a street cop, you're not a traffic cop, you don't handle that kind of stuff. So in your line of work.
Sorry. What's your are you like a
she's a detective, so she investigates like
so by the time it gets to me. No, I don't work homicide. No, so by the time it gets to me, I'm not going to say that we already kind of know the person did it, but we kind of know the person did it, right? Because we've done our surveillance, we've pulled bank records, we've done everything we need to do. So by the time we're making an arrest, we already know what we're doing, right? It's not like it's kind of the luck of the draw. You pull somebody over, you got to check for this. Like, no, we can check if they have weapons. We can check it for where they live, like past history. We have all this information. So by the time our office moves in, we already know what's going on. So there shouldn't be any type of, I didn't do it, like we kind of already know, like we've been watching you, we've been doing this, so there is no, I mean, yeah, you can still say like, oh, I didn't do it. But I mean, we kind of already know because we've been doing, because a lot of times, I mean, you watch Law and Order and it's solved in an episode, but it takes months. Like you're doing months of surveillance, you're doing months of reports, you're doing months of checking their bank records before you can eat. You want to have enough so that when you show up to the person's door with a knock on the door, you're like, this is it. We've already done our research. So like I said, street cops are a little bit different because they're doing it just at face value, like just that one interaction. Whereas us, it's more behind the scenes work before we actually make the arrest or make.
And that was my next question for you. Like, what's the biggest misconception that you get for your job? Because I know a lot of people, detective, they think Law and Order, those kind of shows. Like, is that the biggest misconception that y'all just solve stuff in a day or what?
Yeah, I mean that's one of them for sure. It takes a long time, like DNA. All that takes months to come back. It's not like an overnight thing. Even if you rush it, it might still take 2 months for that kind of stuff to come back. So I think that's definitely a big misconception about, the field. Another thing I would say, I guess this is more for street cops, not really for us, but that a lot of people think that, all cops are like trigger happy and they can't wait to use their gun and they can't, like, that's not true at all. You could be working for 30 years and never even have to pull your gun. That's the majority of people, like 90%. 95 will never have to even pull out their weapon. So the few interactions that you see is not the majority of people. Like when I was in a prison, we didn't even have guns. So like you would never pull your gun in a prison. So I think that's another one that people just assume like, oh, they just want to do this. Like, no, most people don't. I mean, yeah, you get the crazy people that do, because there are always going to be somebody that slips through the cracks, right? Like you look at doctors, military. How many people die from malpractice a year? A lot, right? Thousands, millions of people get injured, throughout the year because of a doctor's error. And nobody says anything because it's kind of like, but with us, it's like you find a couple interactions and kind of like highlight it. So, because we're public servants, right? You see us, you can record us, all that kind of stuff. So I think it's easier to put a spotlight on us than, let's say, other careers.
What's the craziest bust you've had? Has there been like one that sticks out in your mind and you think, oh,
what is it? Craziest what?
The craziest bust you've had, like the craziest catch on a guy, like anything?
I can't say too much. I I can't say too much about my current position, like a crazy bust. I mean, I've worked, human trafficking cases. Those are interesting. I do hate crimes. That's my unit that I'm in now. But nothing like on Law and Order where you're finding like a girl in the backyard tied up. Like, no, nothing like that. I mean,
okay.
Nothing like that. I mean, I could say when I was working in the prison, like we just had some crazy inmates that was just like, how you can't make it up. You would not be able to make it up. Like every day we would go to work. Like some days you have a nice day. You're like, oh, this is easy. I can't believe I get paid to do this. And then some days you're like, I don't get paid enough to do this. Like I don't get paid enough to do this.
And I guess my last question on this topic is blue lives versus black lives. You inhabit both. Like you kind of, so how are you feeling during that time when there was so supercharged Black Lives Matter trying to be heard, then Blue Lives Matter saying no, but what about us? We're getting attacked. How did you feel being kind of like in the middle? Like, I mean, you're both.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm black first, right? Because I was black way before I was blue. So I'm always going to vie for my people for sure. Like always, you know what I mean? So that's that. I'm always going to ride for my people. But on the other side, I do see the other side of, what officers have to go through every day that nobody sees. Like, yeah, you have bad interactions with police officers and stuff, but you don't see everything else that goes on, with them. So, like I said, I'm black first, but I mean, I see, both sides. I can't say I see both sides.
Definitely. I agree. Because sometimes cops, I mean, we have bad interactions with cops, but they have bad interactions with us sometimes. Like,
yeah.
It's like now everybody thinks they know their rights and they really don't.
Right. We get a lot of people that are like Instagram lawyers and you can't do that and they can't do that. Like, no, actually they can do that. Like that, they actually can't do that. But
definitely. But I like that. Black before blue, black before anything else. I love that. Janelle, you have any more on the law enforcement side of things?
No, I think that was all my questions. I don't know if it looks like you said, it's not Law and Order, but if I'm thinking about Law and Order, I'm thinking how like one of their things is balancing their like personal life and work. Is that something that you've had to struggle with, or do you feel like you have a good balance?
I think I have a good balance. My schedule is pretty consistent with the regular 9 to 5. I work Monday through Friday, pretty much 9 to 5. Off on the weekends, holidays. So it's pretty much the same. Now, there are times where you might work overtime. You might have to go in and, work later if you're on like a surveillance job, right? Like when I was in human trafficking, a lot of stuff happens at night, right? It's not going to be at 2:00 in the afternoon. It's not going to be at 9:00 at night. So you might have to, shift your hours, but, they're pretty good about giving days off. It's not like, you can never get a day off. You got to take vacation. Like it's pretty good. I mean, I can't complain. I have a work phone. So if I do need to respond to an email real quick, I can. They're pretty good with that. They're pretty lenient. Like if you're out and about, as long as you have your phone on you, they can contact you if they need to call you. Like they're fine. You got to dip out and go to a doctor's appointment. You're fine. Because one thing about my position now is if there's nothing happening, there's nothing to do, right? In the prison, you're just working.
I wish every job would think that way.
Yeah, exactly. But like in the prison, you're just working all day because you can't just leave your unit and go do something else. Like you have to sit and work for 8 hours or 16 hours sometimes, whatever it is. But now, if I got to leave at 2:00 because I got a doctor's appointment and we're not doing nothing, hey, can I dip out real quick? Yeah, you just keep your phone on. And it's a very good work-life balance. I have no complaints.
Okay.
I love that. Yes.
So, for someone who's wanting to become a detective, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to do it. I would ask them why, of course, like, what are you trying to get out of it? What are you trying to do with it? Are you trying to make it for like a long-standing career? Is it just like an opening to get to something else? Because for me, like when I worked in a prison, that was just like a stepping stone. I never wanted to work in a prison for 30 years, 25 years, whatever it is. But I knew I wanted to do something and I had to start somewhere. So I'm happy I started there. I actually think that everybody that goes through a police academy, they should do like a week in a prison just to see how it is, just to learn how to communicate. You got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn you got to learn all those things, every day. Like every day you might have to de-escalate. Every day you might have to communicate with somebody that don't want to talk to you, telling you to go F off. And every day it's just part of your day. So when you're dealing with that, it's much easier to transition to like, something else, because you're like, oh, I deal with this all the time. So it's not really a big deal. So I would definitely suggest it to them. I would tell them, get their fitness up, make sure you're running a lot. Because as you guys know, all this running, and it's part of military, it's part of law enforcement. You were going to run. You're going to run. That's it. So if you don't like running, it ain't for you.
I noticed your shirt on you.
Yes.
And a lot of things crossed out on there. A lot of things that would be in my closet. You are vegan.
I am vegan.
You are vegan. So what got you going down that path in life? And you have a podcast too. So tell us about that.
Yes. So I started being vegan back in 2017. I was vegetarian first for about 3 years. And then me and my sister decided to do like a 30-day vegan challenge at the top of the year, like 30 days. Let's just try it. And it was easy. We're like, okay, this is not bad. And then we started to do research on the dairy industry. And we're like, yeah, I don't think we want to go back. So I've been vegan 7.5 years now. I mean, it's my way of life now. Obviously, I don't wear any of these things, This is part of my, I also have a small business called Two Vegans with the Kink. I have an Instagram. We have a website where you could buy merchandise like this shirt and other things. It has recipes on there, a 7-day meal plan. So yeah, just trying to bring, a plant-based or vegan lifestyle to kind of like the Black community.
I like that. I saw your page yesterday. It was like some mac and cheese. It looked like mac and cheese, but then I was like, oh, that looked good. But then I was like, oh, but no, it's vegan.
It was good.
It's like, oh, it's vegan.
It was good.
So like, what was your hardest thing to kick? Was it cheese? Was cheese your hardest thing?
No, actually not. Everybody says that, but I think for me,
that'd be easy for me.
What is it?
I'm not a cheese person. I'm like,
I like pizza. Yeah, I like pizza. Right. I like pizza. I like mac and cheese, but it's not like I have to have cheese on everything. It was just like whatever. So I would probably say I love seafood. I love salmon. I love crab legs. Like I wish that the seafood boils was a thing when I was eating it, because it wasn't a thing 7-8 years ago. Or at least not,
Not in New Jersey, maybe.
I was going to say,
not in New Jersey. Not in New Jersey. I didn't see a lot of, like, you can go grab Joe's Crab Shack or Lobster, but it wasn't like a thing. So I could say probably like seafood was my hardest thing to kick.
Someone said, bet her boyfriend loves her vegan cooking.
He does.
I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure he does. He's still there. So
yeah, he doesn't mind. I mean, I cook. I don't mind. He doesn't request anything, any meat or anything like that. So he'll eat whatever I cook. But if we go out to eat, he's gonna get a steak or a burger or something like that. But he's not picky at all.
Yeah, you're not one of those crazy.
No, I'm not gonna be. He doesn't request me to cook it. But I'm not like, you can't have it on the same table as me. Like I'm not like that. Like that's your life. You want to do what you want. I can only try to, mix our lives together. But I would never.
Right, John.
I would never try to force anybody to do, to do what I'm doing.
So late.
Be quiet, John. But yeah, cool. So you went to the podcast. How many episodes? How do y'all do your episodes? Is it weekly or what are y'all doing?
So we were doing them heavy, I want to say like 2 years ago. And then we kind of just stopped because of just life. And my sister had the triplets and we just kind of lost the path. So I'm trying to get back to that. I'm actually doing, if anybody's in the East Coast area, on June 8th, there's an event called the East Orange Mac Fest in East Orange. And it's a small business event. They have vendors, they have food, they have products, they have live music. It's just an event for small businesses to kind of showcase their products. So if anybody is in town in New Jersey on June 8th, feel free to stop by. I'll be at my table.
Okay. Sounds good. So vegan, detective, Black all day. Is there anything else that you want people to know about you as a person?
To know about me, I don't know. I think I'm fairly simple. I think I'm very easy to get along with. I don't know. I like working out. I like eating healthy. I like eating clean. I like learning. I like doing different activities. I like being active. I mean, I'm just a simple girl. That's all.
Okay. So plug your the Instagram page one more time so people can follow you. Y'all follow her because the stuff be looking
I'm
good
about to
though.
follow you right now.
Okay, so the Instagram is at two written out. So TWO vegans with a S with a kink. So two vegans with a kink is the
Right
Instagram.
at.
Okay. What was
And
the
then
kink?
the website is the same thing. I
What was
also sell my products on Etsy. So there's also an Etsy account. The link is in my bio on Instagram. So
What was the kink part? Where did that come from?
oh, like kinky hair, like natural.
Okay, because I was like,
Hey,
look,
look at you, look at
Look
you.
at you.
I was just asking because I was like, I'm trying to find the word.
No,
There's someone wrote it out, and I'll put it on the screen because someone wrote it out for you.
Okay.
Bam, there we go. So that's where you guys just type that in, and y'all can definitely find it. Y'all know I'll be ready to get it going. Yeah, John. Yeah. I had to stop you. With that being said, I think that is the show for the night. Well, we got to talk about our skincare because the weather is getting warm. So Janelle, hit us with a skincare tip, please.
I know that a lot of us don't want to wear sunscreen because you feel like your skin is too oily, but there are a lot of sunscreens that you can wear that are specifically for oily skin. And one of them is kids sunscreen. Adults can wear kids sunscreen. It's actually safer for those who like have sensitive skin or your skin burns easily. And of course, I'm going to plug Black Girl Sunscreen Kids. They have it in cream form and a spray for the kids that don't want you to touch them because they feel it's weird or something. But yes, I'm plugging sunscreen all the time because y'all, we can't be out here like this.
I know.
So when you out there
I'm one of
running,
those
catching them
people that
criminals,
don't wear sunscreen.
What you say, Marcus?
when you out there running and catching them criminals, make sure you oiled up with the sunscreen and that you're healthy because y'all be out there in the New Jersey sun. I had to say this too because your cousin,
yes,
seems to think.
Come on, Black woman.
Think that New Jersey is known for pizza.
we are. Versus where?
I have never heard anybody say, I can't wait to get to New Jersey.
Yeah, me. I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
Jersey has great pizza.
But if that's your
New York,
experience,
obviously.
I guess they would in proximity to New York. I would assume that some of it has trickled down into New Jersey. But is there anything that only New Jersey does?
That only New Jersey does?
Music?
I mean, there's a lot of Italian restaurants, especially if you go to North Jersey. They're very big with pizza, all types of Italian food.
Bagels in New York too. Bagels are known for a New York known
the
thing.
Beach. Jersey.
So I'm just gonna say y'all are diet New York then.
We're what?
New Jersey.
There's quite a few. There's quite a few.
They got
They got Atlantic City.
Yeah, Atlantic City.
So that's where all
in Jersey Beach.
If y'all from Ohio, follow me and you watch this. I'm not trying to shade you, but that's where all my friends from Ohio will go. They go to Atlantic
Jersey
City.
corn and tomatoes. Everything y'all are saying just doesn't even sound like real.
No, but people sleep on Midwest food in general. I feel that pizza and Italian food is the best in the Midwest. I don't know what state exactly.
The Midwest has the worst food, I think, out of the country.
I said Italian and pizza. Because we had I come from a pure Italian neighborhood and it was real Italian food, not this chain crap. Y'all,
I'm in the Midwest right now and I'm hating everything.
Yeah, but you're in St. Louis, so that's unfortunate for you.
It's the Garden State. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just Jersey corn and tomatoes. What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
New Jersey has a lot. Okay.
Italian cheeseburgers. I don't know. Marcus, don't start this. Okay, I won't.
It's delicious. Wait a minute.
I won't stop that. But with that being said, the weather's getting warm. Y'all know I got to leave y'all with every week. I got to leave y'all with a word of wisdom. So here's the word of wisdom, ladies. I know y'all are ready to be outside. We ready for sundress season 2. It's almost the best time of year. But them lashes are getting out of hand. Tone them back just a little bit. I should not hear your eyes close.
Oh my God.
I shouldn't.
Dramatic. Not even dramatic.
I shouldn't feel a breeze. I should not feel a breeze as you blink.
A breeze?
You can't even close your eye all the way.
What does that have to do with summertime?
Because I know you want to look good and you're trying to have a
You
face.
wear lashes all year long.
Yeah. Lashes are not a summer thing for sure.
Well, they need to. When do they end?
Never.
When do they end?
Right, never.
We gotta calm down on these lashes, just a little bit. And the black lipstick thing.
Hold on.
To see that.
There are plenty of people that can rock black lipstick.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it looks nice to certain people.
I want you to go to the mirror and realize
in 25 minutes.
The Lakers, that's good. They're gonna get finally put out today. But just go to the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, and tell yourself.
I'm already preparing. Like I'm preparing my face to be irritated. Like, I know it's
for LeBron to go. I'm tired of him flopping. But yeah, just go to the mirror and tell yourself that black lipstick ain't for you. Just do that for me tonight.
I will be putting your name up on the prayer list.
Put it on there, and I'm gonna pray that lipstick melts.
No, I'm talking about the LeBron slander.
Oh, LeBron, he ready to go. He's too old for this now. He's too old for.
Okay, y'all. It was such a great show. I really loved having this.
I love LeBron, but it's time, man. Snuffleupagus lashes. That's what they are. Snuffleupagus lashes. That's what we can call them. Snuffleupagus lashes. Absolutely, Brittany. You're absolutely right. I'm about to get some summertime flappers. No, Mira, no. Let them go.
Mira.
We should have asked the lovely Detective Robinson to give her skincare routine because the skin is skinny.
Oh yeah, that's that one.
It's probably because she's vegan as well.
I mean, that could be. I don't do anything. I tried to do like an actual skincare routine, and I started to break out. I started to use certain products. I'm not gonna blast them because I feel like when I first started using them, they were good, and then after a while, they just started to break my skin out. So
go ahead, say it.
I'm so curious. Who is it?
It's Good Molecules.
Really?
It was working at first, and then it started to break my skin out. So then I just went back to my mom loves QVC. Okay, loves it, and there's some kind of facial cleanser she gets off there. So I started using that, and then I use Good Molecules face moisturizer. But as far as like their wash and that kind of stuff, I can't use.
Oh, I've never used their cleanser. I only use.
They have like the wash, like they have so many different things. So I don't use that. So I just use the cleanser that my mom gave me, and then literally just the moisturizer from.
She washes her face, people.
Yeah. Oh, I wash my face. Yes, I do.
Lula says this was her face all the time too, Janelle, when I say things like that. But yeah. But no, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Schedule. Thank you. It's been a long time coming. I know I've been telling you to come on for a long time, but I'm glad we finally got it worked out. Hope to see you again in the future. Urban Skin is the best. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that broke me out too. Urban Skin RX.
They're also
say it before we get out. We can just leave right after you say it.
They are also really trifling. I'm gonna just say that.
Ooh, you heard it here first.
And try to look for cruelty-free skincare. Try to look for the little PETA, the little bunny rabbit on the skincare to see if it tests on animals.
I thought that was for Easter. I had noticed that on.
Oh my god!
I thought that was
no.
That's what that bunny rabbit is. Man, all right, bye. We'll see y'all. Hopefully, God willing, next week. See y'all.
Bye. Thank you.